In a remarkable display of irony, the Congress party historically criticized for undermining the Indian constitution, often vocally champions its protection as a recent fad. A recent manifestation of this irony is Shri Rahul Gandhi waving a copy of the constitution with him wherever he goes, both inside the parliament or at the public meetings. And this is the copy what he waves, जिसको हिलाते रहते हैं. What is hilarious is that Shri Rahul Gandhi has not even apparently read even the foreword and the preface of the constitution copy published by the EBC, which he waves. Had he read it, he would have answered when I asked how many pages the original constitution has. He or his members could not reply to that. He would have known what EBC has written here. He would have known how the generations of Gandhi dynasty has been exposed for their systematic assault on the same constitution. And let me read out some extract which Mr. Rahul Gandhi should read and reflect upon and then give up his shameless hypocrisy. Let me read out to you. Here is the foreword, and these are some highlighted portions, and it is written by none other than Mr. K.K. Venugopal, who is the former Solicitor General and the senior advocate in the Supreme Court. And for your viewers, let me show the highlights to you. And one particular portion I would like to read out from the foreword of the Constitution, which underscores the historical tension between India's legislative and the judicial branches. And it states that from the earliest years itself, the legislative wing and the executive wing of the state on the one hand confronted the judicial wing on the other with the accusation, and they had vastly encroached upon the powers not given to them but given to the executive. The then Law Minister on the 28th October 1976 issued a strident warning to the judges of the Supreme Court, and I quote, "An atmosphere of confrontation was sought to be created by those whose duty was to see that did not encroach upon the field which did not legitimately belong to them. Nothing should be left undone now to ensure that such a situation did not reoccur. If even after the dance confrontation continues, then I think it will be a bad day for the judiciary. And again, we are trying to save them from the temptation to intrude into the powers which do not belong to them. What we are doing today is not to save the people from the judges, but really enabling the judges to save them from themselves," I unquote. This was said during the emergency which hit the nation like tsunami and brought about the realization that the constitution could be subverted. And this is written by none other than by Mr. K.K. Venugopal, who was the Solicitor General and the senior advocate. Let me also read out some portion of the preface of the 7th edition. And this preface is written by none other than Mr. Gopal Shankar Narayanan. He is also a senior advocate, and also, he has been the advocate during the 2G cases and all that. So the interesting portion from the preface is, let me read it from. Our constitution was crafted by the finest, most emancipated minds of the time, and thankfully not directed by the confused Nehruvian social policy that guided successive governments. Mr. Gopal Shankar Narayanan. And he further said on the next page, "Were it not for the strength of this document, Indira Gandhi would not have been compelled to end the darkest episode in independent India by ending the emergency, and the nation's poorest would not have been empowered by the Right of Information Act." This clearly shows that how the Congress has amended the constitution from time to time, and also imposed the emergency on India, where the opposition leaders have been jailed. Also, the media persons were put behind the bars. The common man's rights have been taken away. And this was the most darkest period of the independent India. And emergency was imposed by none other than Mrs. Indira Gandhi. From Nehru ji to Indira Gandhi ji, and then till Manmohan ji's regime, more than 80 times the amendments have been made. और कहते हैं ना कि आत्मा को ही संविधान की खत्म कर दिया गया था, किसी और ने नहीं, ये कांग्रेस पार्टी के द्वारा किया गया। तो श्रीमान राहुल गांधी जी, केवल संविधान की कॉपी को लहराइए मत, पढ़िए भी, और ये जो हिपोक्रेसी है इसको छोड़ दीजिए।